first half, Trent?
Yeah, I thought execution of stuff that we wanted to get on was very high. I thought execution of the try-scoring plays, thought our kicking and end of sets were really good, and defensively we were rock solid. I thought there was a really good base there. We probably were a bit stop-start. We're probably searching once we got ahead for more, and that sort of kept it at... was at 16-0 there for quite a long time. I thought we got to 16-0 well, and then we just sat because we were sort of getting ahead of ourselves. And I think that was... it probably stayed there for most of the game.
The downpour play a part in that?
I thought we were playing really well during the heavy rain. I thought, there was obviously some contact errors there, but for the most part, our execution was very good in that heavy downpour. No, it was more us playing for more points rather than really... but I still think 16-0 was very good, and then to go to 22-0 at half-time, that was very strong. We had a few... stuff happened. There was a lot happened in the second half as well, a lot of changes.
There might have been a few concerns from Roosters fans when I look down and see the hookers out, the halfbacks out, but Luke Keary stepped up tonight and really led that team. What did you make of that first half?
Yeah, I thought Luke... so there's everyone talks about halves, but there is a difference between a 7 and a 6, a half and a 5'8", and their mindset and the way they play the game. And Luke's been an incredible 5'8" for us, the way that he plays and takes those instinctive plays and all of that. And then Cooper's out and he moves to half and has to switch into that, okay, I've got to control. There's more of a game management sense to him. And he did both. I thought in the first half he really controlled the game, and then he had his ability to play his plays as well. The balance between the two was high class.
Does that performance and I guess the grand final as well prove that he's the guy to take over from Cooper and have that role for the next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, I don't know about the actual position, but I know that we're pretty dominant in the 9, 6 and 1 that we've got. We're not, Cooper might play on for 5 more years. He might be like Beaver Menzies and keep going, but Luke is he's going to be a dominant player of the future. If when that time comes and whoever comes in, that it'll still be Luke and Teddy will have the major roles there as well.
Trent, you talk about playing well through that downpour. Even his kicking game, Keary's kicking game through that was incredible. Is that something he's been working extra on in the season?
No, he's got a very good kick on him, but he's usually the second kicker, and he's got usually really good touches. And back end of games, you'll see his touch come into play. A lot of those kicks for Tupu, it might have been the Wigan game, I think, where he put over those kicks, and he does have those quite nice finishes. But when he went to the dominant kicker, he has got a very nice boot, and actually quite a long boot and accurate. And so that's why he's that balance between, he's got beautiful qualities of a 7, but then also a 6 as well.
Another guy with a kicking game that he showed it off tonight, Latrell Mitchell. What was the reasoning behind his switch to 5'8"? Just want to ease Lock and Lamb into the game later? Or?
Well, I've been training up Latrell as our in-game 5'8". So if something happens, you've got to be ready for different scenarios. So Latrell's been training there all pre-season, that if something happened in a game, then he would go and Orbison would go out to centre. So just that balance between that. So it wasn't a late decision on Latrell. Latrell's been training for that position. He's got the skill quality for that. And I thought he did a really good job. I think the change with Brett Morris, with his injury just before half-time, that obviously got Lockie into the game at half-time, but I thought Latrell was doing a really good job there at 6 and playing calmly. Wasn't overplaying his hand, but was doing a good 5'8" role.
Lachlan had a nice touch with that try assist. What did you make of his debut?
Yeah, very good. Very good. I thought defended very well. Like, he had some big tackles to make there at different times, and then he had some really nice touches, had a really nice kick down the right-hand side to get us into good field position, and then he had obviously the kick for Boyd's try as well. That was a very good debut.
A beautiful story, isn't it, Trent? Just the son of another Roosters player. I think
Yeah.
Adrian was at FaceTime after the game.
Yep.
He made a delayed Wiggins captain's run.
Yeah.
Just to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, Adrian, not only has he been a father, but he's had a big impact on the career of Lockie. He coached that team, and Victor Radley as well. So Victor Radley presented him with his jersey before the game because they've been playing together since they were 7. They've come through all the grades together, and Adrian's been the coach of those two all the way through. So it's a big day for Clovelly Crocs, you know, a local team to have 2 players. It's tough for any team to have 2 players coming out of your junior team to play in NRL, but to have 2 from Clovelly, of all places, is it's a pretty proud moment for them.
Just back to Latrell, do you think he's got a future at number 6? Is that something that might be around for him?
Look, I don't know whether that's... Obviously, his fullback's been his main position, and he's become very good, high-quality centre in a couple of years in a transition there. But Latrell can do what he wants if he puts his mind to it. He's got a great skill set, and his commitment to whatever position he decides and we decide, he'll be able to do it.
How's Brad?
Yeah, that's a sort of a tough one. Like, you want to... I wouldn't mind sort of... like, that was disappointing, that tonight. Like, that like, the knee went into the turf there, and then a clump comes up, it digs right in and twists on that. You know, it shouldn't go in that far, to be honest. And I love coming here. Like, this is a footy ground. Luke Keary and I were talking about it before, about we came here as kids and watched, but it's probably not right to bring up another code, but they do it well. The AFL have certain restrictions on the ground. It has to be tested to get to AFL standard about the hardness and the softness. There's a rating, and if you're not in that rating, you can't hold your AFL games, and we're not at that level. So we've got an amazing ground, an amazing stadium, but the surface varies, as we know. And you could see tonight that shouldn't have dug in, stuck in the ground and then twisted, which causes the injury. That we need to look at that as a game just to standardise our fields right across, and make sure that there's a high quality surface for the athletes that we've got playing.
There was, I think, a pre-season game got moved here. Were you concerned leading into this game about the surface?
No, I'm not concerned at all. Like, as I said, it's hard because as a coach, you don't want to come here and complain about Brookvale Oval. We love Brookvale Oval. Everyone loves coming here and watching footy. It's a great oval. But we need to make sure that the standard of the surface is consistent across all NRL teams. It's not that hard. We're a professional sport now. We just need to have professional standards across the surface.
What do you think he could have done to his knee? Or it's probably too early to say.
I think it was MCL, because when it dug in, it twisted and it stuck in the ground. So I want it to be a low-grade MCL.
Have you spoken to him?
Yep.
Yeah, what did he say?
Yeah, he's frustrated because of that reason. You know, he as far as I know, it's happened once before here to him. So it's not the first time that it's happened to him here, and that's disappointing. That it should have bounced off. You know, it should have been a soft enough cushion, and then it should have bounced off and twisted in the tackle. That's what should have happened.
It sounded like you had a bit cranky last week when someone mentioned premiership hangover. Is that talking?
Cranky? No, I just look. I think we were just getting started. We got beaten by a better team last week, and we were a better team this week. And you know, you're going to get a lot of those conversations. But whatever it is, we're getting going, and I think we saw that tonight. We saw some stuff we want to keep, and we saw some stuff that we want to get rid of, and that's early season. We've worked hard on being in a good place. We didn't trial before that game, and I think we're seeing guys do some really good stuff, but build their strength each game. I thought there was better again today. We want to see better again next week.
And you're under no illusions about how hard it is to go back-to-back, I guess, and the pressures that come with holding the premiership.
How exciting. How exciting. Let's start with round 3. Yeah.
Trent, can I quickly just go to Lindsay Collins? Did he come up all right?
No, well, he was concussed. So he obviously, he, you know, it was a bit of an accident. He dived, like there was that kick, he dived on the loose ball, and it was a high tackle, and that was a hard one. That cost us, well, it actually cost us 2 interchange. Jared went off so for 2.5 seconds, and then went back on the field when Lindsay came off. So Powasa came on, Jared went off, Lindsay went off, and he went back on. So we had an interchange there, and then obviously we lose the interchange when Lindsay can't go back on again. So we're a bit short on interchanges there. But it was an accident. He got hit high, but yeah, he got opened up and couldn't come back on.
And Kiri's shoulder, is that all good?
Yeah, as far as I know, as far as I know, it's all fine. He looked fine after the game.
Cooper and Vinny back next week?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. It's obviously short term. They're both really short term, and I'd expect them to be back next week. But again, I'd like to see Monday, Tuesday how they go. Thanks.
Thanks, Trent.